Welcome back to my channel. So today I have another video for you guys. It's going to be me pretty much doing my makeup on camera using some new products that I recently purchased. I don't have a full face of everything, hence why my brows are already filled in. I did use the MAC, what is this called? The spiked eyebrow pencil. I got this in my September BoxyCharm box. Now, I'm not being paid to say this, but BoxyCharm is literally life. Honestly, guys, it's like getting a gift every month in the mail. And it's like a surprise every time. And I think you get 5 full-sized products in the box every month. And they're actually usable products. Hence why I'm so excited about this, because this is a MAC pencil. Okay guys, so my eyes are primed. I did use the Painterly Paintpot. I do want something that's really gonna give me a nice base to work with, because today we're gonna play with the new Huda Beauty Desert, what is it called? Desert Dusk palette. Now, one of the other things that I did mention to you guys is that I did get my lashes done, so I'm not wearing lashes before the tutorial. I actually got my lashes, I guess lash extensions is what I did get. This is what the palette looks like. The Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. Now, I did not try Huda's first palette because I had heard so much mixed reviews about the palette, and I don't know, it's a palette that I could definitely see myself liking, but the more I saw reviews of it, the more that I just didn't want to give it a try. So this one, however, I really wanted to give it a try. Okay guys, I'm gonna do foundation first though, because I'm also excited about this product. It's the Christian Dior Dior Skin Forever foundation. I have the color number 51. I think it's called Praline. Sorry, I'm trying to read why there's a sticker on it like this. Is this how everyone's came, or can I just peel this sticker off? I don't like the way this looks. Why is there a sticker on it? Anyways, I'm gonna be using the Forever, what is it now? Oh, this is so annoying. I feel like they literally made a mistake on the box and then put a sticker over it to cover it. Is this the way everybody's look? I don't like the fact that it has the sticker on it, but this foundation was not cheap, guys. Like, I want it to be perfect, including the packaging. So I'm gonna do half my face with my kabuki brush, and I'm gonna try it with my beauty blender as well. And the shade that I'm working with today is number 51, Praline. I would say that it has sort of like a thicker, moussier texture. I probably put way too much on at once. I probably should have done layers. As you guys could see, this foundation is definitely too dark for me, and the next shade up from this foundation, I forgot the number, is way too pink for me. Yeah, it's definitely darker, but I will say I can work with this shade. 2 more pumps, and as you guys could see, the texture is pretty thick, almost moussey. And to be honest, if I like this foundation enough, I will get it in a lighter shade to mix and perfect my shade color. But for now, we are just gonna try this one. Okay guys, so for concealer, I have an exciting one today. It's the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. I'm gonna start with the shade 1050. And if anything, we can always, you know, either darken or lighten this. I will say this concealer is laying so beautifully on top of this foundation. Now, the foundation is completely set, so there's no transfer at this moment, but the creaminess of this concealer is just going down so beautifully on top. Okay guys, so I do like what I'm seeing so far, but I just want to brighten it just that little bit more. A little tiny bit there and a little bit there, keeping it a little bit more to the very, very center of my face. You know, to kind of match with what we're seeing here. Now I'm gonna switch my beauty blush. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my beauty blender around back to the side where I used to blend my foundation, and I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of diffuse the line between my foundation and concealer. Okay, so I have I have one powder here that I want to try, but I have it in two colors. It's the Maybelline Fit Me powders, and these are the loose powders. Now, I'm such a sucker for powder. I have it in two shades, 20 light medium and 30 medium deep. Okay, I'm gonna start off with 20 light medium. I could always, I don't know, I feel like this is gonna work better, especially on top of this foundation. Oh, no, I think that works. How beautiful does that look? I'm liking this powder. It is so smooth. It's like really, really finely milled. And it has a nice color to it. I really like this. And if I am going overboard, that's what I do when I like something. I just keep adding. Ooh, I like. Okay, that's enough. For powder now, I'm gonna use the shade number 30. Let's see. Yeah, this one is lightening up my foundation a little bit. Maybe it does need it, but that's not my intention right now. But let's just roll with it. I have powder everywhere. Okay guys, so I'm so excited to move on to the eyes because I have some brushes from Smith Cosmetics as well as Hakuhodo. Is that how you pronounce it? Hakuhodo, yeah. But I'm gonna start off with the Smith 232 brush. But before I start, let me show you guys a close-up of this palette. So this is what the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette look like. And I'm gonna start off with the shade Eden. I am getting a tiny bit of kick up of powder in the palette, but honestly, not enough to kind of be concerned, but just enough to let me know that these eyeshadows are going to be pretty pigmented. I want this to be a very blown out look. So I'm gonna blend that color pretty far up to my brows. Okay, so next I'm gonna jump into this Hakuhodo brush, J5533, and I'm gonna use the shade Blazing. So this brush has a flatter tip as opposed to this one has more of a rounded tip. This shade Blazing, even when I am going pretty hard, even though Hakuhodos are very, very, very soft brushes, I'm literally getting no kickback at all. I'll show you guys. Literally none. No kickback at all. Oh my nuts. Okay, so there you guys go. Like, I'm not getting any kickback at all from the shade, but this one I was getting a bit, as you guys could see there. I'm still gonna blow this shade out, but I want it to be a bit more concentrated than our first color. Okay, so next I'm gonna go into the Smith 230 brush, which is just like the Hakuhodo J3322, I think. What is it called? J5533. This one is a little bit smaller, and that's gonna be perfect because I wanna take up the shade Amber, which is this shade here. That one has the same amount of kick up as Eden did. And same thing, I'm just gonna start working the shade right here, staying a little closer to the crease. Okay, now for my brow bone shade. At this point, I like to go in with a brow bone shade. I don't think there is one in this palette, so I am going to have to find a brow bone shade. And I have one right here. This eyeshadow it's been pretty much my #1 brow bone shade for a couple of years now. It's called A Natural Flirt. And it's from the MAC, what are these, extra dimension eyeshadows. Back in with my Smith 232 brush again and just smooth everything over. I am loving the way that is looking right now. Okay, now I'm going to go in with that same brush. Should I, or do I want to use another brush? Actually, I'm going to use this Sigma E36 brush, I think, and I'm going to go into the shade Oud. Okay, so I'm going to go in with that small brush with that shade and keeping it, once again, tight in that crease, and build up some more dimensions. Now I will say I would like to darken that color a little bit, just a little bit, and I'm gonna move into this palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, the what is this called, the Subculture palette. Now I know that there's a lot of like I wouldn't say there's mixed reviews at this point about this palette. I would say it's mostly bad reviews, and I've had it for a while and the fallout is ridiculous, I will say that. However, by the way, I'm using the shade Rowdy, which is that very dark shade right there, and as you guys could see, there is a lot of kick up. These literally are like intensely pigmented matte shades. I mean, there's 3 shimmers in there as well, but I bought this for the mattes. And look at me just like making sure that yeah, see that? Like, that is crazy pigmented. So I use this palette when I want a very strong, you know, placement of color, like what I'm looking for in that crease. I go to this palette and I pack it on. And even with saying packing it on, I'm using the lightest touch just to pick up enough color to place down, because I know that wherever I place it, that's where I'm gonna get the most intense color, and I usually want that in my outer corner of my crease. Okay guys, so I'm gonna actually go into the Subculture palette again. I'm gonna take the shade right here. I'm gonna take the shade right here called New Wave, and I'm just gonna go on the outer perimeter of this look and just kind of feather it into those shades. I'm taking the smallest amount. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more eyeshadow primer. So I'm gonna use this Smashbox Photo Finish one, and I'm gonna use it to kind of, I don't know, I guess you could say cut the crease, but I don't really want to cut the crease per se. I just want to put a base down so that when I put the eyeshadow on top of it, it has something to cling to, because we've done a lot of blending on the lid, well, through the crease, but you know, stuff gets on the lid. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of a eyeshadow base. So from what I heard, the duochrome shades are sort of like a topper over another eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Blue Moon first, which is that shade right there. I'm kind of nervous because I feel like I want to go straight in with Retrograde, which is the shade I want to use today, but I'm not getting much on my brush. But I think I'm just gonna try it with, oh, so I'm good on my lashes. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try it with the Retrograde directly onto the lid. I'm actually really liking the pigmentation of this shade. Okay, now for the outer crease, right where the lid shade blends in with the crease, I'm gonna try a bit of, let's do a little bit of the Blood Moon shade. And feather it into that crease shade. And go back in with a little bit more Retrograde and put it on top of it so that it kind of seamlessly blend together. Ooh, I love. Now the good thing with having lashes is that you don't really need to do much with them. All you have to do is to take a spoolie and just brush them. And you're good to go. Okay, for the bottom crease, the bottom lid, I'm going to start off with my Hakuhodo J5533 brush. And I'm gonna take the shade Amber. And I'm just gonna start smoking that on the bottom lash line. I predict that's gonna be one of my favorite shades in the palette. Okay, we need a small brush here. I'm gonna use this Makeup Forever 212 brush. I'm gonna go straight into Oud, which is a shade, and I'm gonna concentrate this a little bit more closer to the lash line. I'm gonna go back into Rowdy again from the Subculture palette, and I'm gonna keep that as close to the lash line as possible. See guys, like that took absolutely no effort at all. And I'm gonna try to concentrate that most to the outer crease. And I want to try to connect it to the top right here and the outer crease. Let's do the waterline now. I'm going to go in with a bit of color. I think this green, which is the Makeup Forever number I-32. It's not a matte green shade, but it's nice and woodsy. I'm going to use that in my waterline. I think this green will and definitely ties the look together. I love that color. How gorgeous is that? Now for my inner corner, I am going to go in with another shade, and I think I'm gonna try first the shade Nefertiti. I so want to use that shade Celestial, but I think we have enough duochrome. Ooh, I like. This one has a bit of sparkles in it, so it's like a shimmer shade with a tiny bit of sparkles, like a tiny bit of glitter. Okay guys, so I don't have any new contour or bronzing products, but I'm just gonna use the one that I always use by Inglot. I just want a very, very light contour. Okay guys, for blush, I'm going to use this one by Sleek Makeup called Sahara. As you guys could see, it's very well loved. For highlighter today, I'm going to be using this palette. This is the Nicole Guerrero Anastasia palette. This was limited edition, but I think I saw it back in stock on Sephora.com. And I'm using the shade Glow Getter. Okay, I'm gonna go back in, but I'm gonna use that shade Daydream. And that is actually the shade that made me get this palette, because it looks peachy in the pan, but it's a very woman of color friendly highlighter. Oh, I just love that shade Daydream. It's such a gorgeous shade. Oh my god. So I'm gonna set my face, and I'm gonna use the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. It's been a while since I tried a new setting spray. I've always used the Makeup Forever setting spray, and I got so addicted to that one that I didn't want to try anything else. And I walked into Sephora the other day, I saw this and I put it in my basket and it came home with me. I don't know how that happened, but here we go. The last time I tried a finishing spray, it did not work out very well. Oh my god, look how wet I am. Look how wet I am. But this is what you need to do, guys. You kind of need to take a bath in it to make sure that your makeup is going to be locked in. I'm going to let that dry because I still haven't figured out what I want to do for lips yet. I feel like I want to continue with the shades that we have going on in the crease and make it nice and warm and orangey red. I think I'm gonna go with the shade yeah, I'm gonna go with this set called Keep It Going. So it has Love Bug, Ultra Matte Lip, Secret Stash Lippy Sticks, and Love Bug Lippy Pencil. So pretty much it's a kit with all these products in it, 3 products. So you have a lip pencil, a lippy sticks, and a liquid lipstick. And this one is in Keep It Going. Let me zoom you guys in a bit. Ooh.
Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you.
Oh my god! I have no words right now for this lip color. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did sitting in front of this camera creating it for you guys. I hope you guys do enjoy it because I am literally in love with this look.